everyone. Welcome to the Final Cut. So glad you could join us today. We've got an interesting indie horror thriller for you on deck that has a comedy worked in as well, and it is a Death Drop Gorgeous. It was brought to us by three directors: Michael J. Ahern, Christopher Dalby, and Brandon Paris. So we get the story of a club called the Outhouse that features drag queen performers. And yeah, unfortunately, in the neighborhood where this club is, young gay men are starting to show up dead with their bodies drained of all their blood. And we have a Detective O'Hara who's trying to figure that out. Meanwhile, inside the club, we have a bartender who left the club and has now returned after a bad relationship, and an aging drag queen who's still trying to hold on to their glory days. All dealing with the drama inside the club as well as the tension that is being caused by this killer who seems to be targeting folks who visit the club. And we see how all of that collides in Death Drop Gorgeous. I had fun with this film, wasn't quite sure what to expect going into it, and I came out of it entertained, found the characters interesting, and the performances far better than what I expected from a micro-budget film. And you could tell everybody was putting their all into this film. Now, Michael J. Ahern plays a Detective O'Hara, a very interesting character, the detective. He gets some of the best lines in here, and yeah, an interesting character that you could tell they were having fun with all these characters, and especially the Detective O'Hara character. Not quite a bumbling cop, and a little bit, on not such a straight shooter cop, but at the same time, you're like, okay, he's somewhat at least competent enough to figure some things out. Then Brandon Paris plays Tony Two Fingers, very amusing individual. He's the guy that runs the club. They've got this gimmick that they do with the statue of a dog on his desk that I thought was some of the great subtle humor that they work within this film. But there's also some serious moments as well. Michael McAdam was Gloria Hole, and that character, man, you feel for this individual. You can tell that at one time in their prime, they had the glory days, but those days have faded, but they're still trying to hold on, and seeing Gloria do whatever it takes, including embarrassing performance on stage, trying to stay relevant, was heartbreaking. It really was. Then there's Janet Fitness, played by Matthew Pidge. Interesting character as well. Love the dynamic between Janet and Gloria, how they clashed, because Janet's the up and coming younger performer that everybody loved, and Gloria isn't. And so, yeah, there's some interesting, fun dynamics and conversations between these two individuals. There is a lot of that going on, character development and dramatics that go on within the first half of the film. There are some kills in there, but the kills really don't start picking up until the second half. So you're thinking, if it's just going to be straight up horror, you may be surprised, because there is a lot of the character interaction and development that they have in here. And I found that interesting for a film of this nature, but also really appreciate it because these performances get to come through. Christopher Dalby plays the Brian character, and we have Wayne Gonsalves as Dwayne, who is the bartender, and very interesting characters as well. You could feel that there's a little bit of an attachment there for your audience to these characters, but I think more of the attachment goes towards the Gloria Hole character in this. I did like the horror elements, and man, the finale that they have in here, the clash that they have, there's some impressive stunts in this film too. Overall, Death Drop Gorgeous, I think, is a interesting indie horror thriller that is as much a character exploration into performers and those that are dealing with ageism and all of that, as well as your straight up serial killer elements with humor worked in as well, so things don't get too heavy throughout the film. So Yeah, there you go. If that sounds interesting to you, check it out. I'll put as much information as I can down below. I recommend it if you're looking for something different with your thrillers. This definitely has a lot of those elements in it. So, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe, and all that fun stuff here. Got a lot more great stuff coming up. I thank you for your support as always. And remember, keep that ticket stub.